you're quite an adventurer. How did you get this adventurous spirit?
It's always been there. Anything people tell me I can do, guess what? I figure out a way to do it.
And now you were rappelling. What are some of the other things you were doing?
I snow skied, water skied, rowboat, sailing I did.
Okay.
I do it with a organization sometimes called Baltimore Adaptive Recreation and Sport. They're an organization out of Baltimore that provides adaptive opportunities for those who can't otherwise do the sport.
Yeah. So tell me about the rappelling. That was the most recent, right?
Mm-hmm. The rappelling was the most recent. All I wanted to do basically is raise money for Lancaster Health Services. I just wanted to raise some money for them because they do my health care. And that's how it started. And I never dreamed. I started really late raising funds. And I never dreamed that I would raise enough to rappel off the building. I had to raise $900. And I raised that in like 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And so then I got to rappel. The first thing we did was ask the organization over the edge if they had adaptive things available and if the building would hold the wheelchair and all the stress. And then I decided not to rappel in the wheelchair, but rappel like anybody else would, only with tandem.
Okay.
With another person.
So which building was it that you were?
It was this building.
Okay, wow.
Actually, the building that I live in, so that was kind of cool. I always wanted to see from the roof, though. That was always a curiosity for me, and that gave me an excuse to do that. I wasn't sure if I was afraid of heights because I'd never been up that high.
Okay.
So that was kind of a gamble, but it worked out very well. I enjoyed myself tremendously, and all the cheering and everything was just bonus points. bonus.
Cool. I saw some photos of you crossbow shooting too.
Yeah. That's at a camp I go to, a local retreat center in New Jersey, actually, who provides camping opportunities for those with disabilities. Okay. And it's like a retreat type thing. So that was one of our activities, was to crossbow.
And I also saw some photos of you with some artwork. Do you like to paint as well?
Yeah. Well, at the camp where I was doing, they had us do paintings, and I swapped with another person that was taking care of me, the paintings in there.
Okay.
And all we did was the colors. We
Okay.
just swiped over, and they told us what to do when, and it turned out all right.
So you're an ambassador for Lancaster Health Center, is that right?
I guess that's what you call me. I just kind of do what they ask me to do.
Like jump off a building.
Yeah, like jump off a building. No, my doctor was even here to see that, to see me jump off. She came in halfway through, I think. I was in the process of rappelling it. She saw me. But they're very supportive. So my doctor came over to see me.
What is the Disability Empowerment Center?
That's a place where people go with disabilities to get resources, counseling, whatever they might need to live on their own. And I'm starting a support group there, and I also do some peer mentoring.
Okay. Is that Lancaster based?
Yes. It's on, let me think, Wheatland Avenue.
How long have you been working with them, or have they been working with you?
I was working for them for about 3 years, and then I started volunteering because it was more cost effective for me not to work and be able to get some of the benefits that I can get without working.
Okay.
So it doesn't really pay me to work. So I do things voluntarily, like with the Lancaster Health Services and things like that in the community, because I feel it's important to give back.
Speaking of the community, were you born here in Lancaster?
I was born in Intercourse, Pennsylvania, but I moved to Lancaster specifically here because I was working for another company, and transportation from intercourse is terrible. So I moved to the city about 20 plus years ago because of my work and not being able to get back and forth. And I also went to college while I was here. Lancaster Bible College, I have a degree in counseling, which helps with my peer mentoring as well.
Yeah, talk to me about your peer mentoring.
Um,
What's your aspect? What's your take?
Basically, it's to help people to live independently as they can and to do the things that they want to do. And I've been through it already, so I want to help people that haven't been through it, and also to educate the public that people with disabilities can do anything pretty much they want to with certain helps and restrictions.
What are some of your biggest obstacles in your life?
The biggest obstacle I feel was when I went to school, because I went to school in the 60s and 70s before a lot of these laws were enacted, to mainstream people and stuff. I specifically remember for the first time knowing I was different when I was getting ready to go into first grade, and the school district I was going to placed me in special ed because of my test scores. You had to fill in the little dots. I don't know if you remember the
those.
Scantron things.
Yeah.
They're a pain in the,
They are.
but especially for somebody with a disability, to fill in that little space
Right.
is difficult. And they decided on, due to those test scores, that I was educationally retarded. And the school was going to put me in a special education classroom. And we actually moved out of that school district so that I could be mainstream. My dad met a principal in Cub Scouts or something. My brothers were in Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts. And he met a principal there who said that they would give me an oral IQ test and that kind of thing, so that if I scored higher than this other test, that they would put me in the regular classroom. And that's how that all started.
Oh, nice. So you got into like a regular classroom.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
With some restrictions. I mean, I couldn't do as much homework because I had to do my physical therapy and things like that. But all things worked together pretty good for what you're talking the 60s, the early 60s when I went to school.
How much of your day is physical therapy now?
None. We do a little with my care team, but actually there's no government funding for people to do therapy. You'd have to pay it out of pocket, so we don't do much. I'm doing well considering. I mean, my doctor says I'm healthy, and I think that's because I strive to do things in the community, and I don't just sit around and do nothing.
So, outside of rappelling off buildings, what else do you like to do in Lancaster?
Well, I am part of a local church,
Okay.
and that takes some time because I'm getting into the children's program to help educate the kids and to make them see in a positive way. The disability and not to be afraid, those kind of things.
So what drew you to want to become a volunteer?
Well, because there's a need out there.
Okay.
And if there's a need, you help fill it. That's how I was raised. You do what you can to fill it.